Back in the 90s, humanity peaked for many. Technology was advancing, but not to the point that it debilitated society. Nor was it intrusive nor invasive to privacy. We had many of the functionalities of a modern phone, but it was a different gizmo for every task. Walkmans were our audio players, Kodaks were our cameras, flashlights were, well, flashlights. But there was one piece of tech that did not make it to the modern age. That would be the Viewmaster. Kind of like a modern-day stereograph. It was an odd thing. Not only special, but unique. There was nothing quite like it. Think of it like static VR. You could be in the comfort of your own home and your undies and you can see Paris. Times Square? Sure, you could go there. Hong Kong? Absolutely, I'll come along. Tiananmen Square? Nothing happened there. It was like one of those tower viewers you find in tourist attraction areas, but you didn't need to go anywhere. The purpose of said technology? Unsure, but it was certainly, as the kids back then would call it, fat. Or what the kids today would call, bussin'.
I hate most people.
These technologies were relics of a bygone era, replaced with one silly little rectangle that sucks the hopes and dreams out of you. But in photography, a phone's camera is still considered imperfect. Cameras were irreplaceable. And there was one component that was just as indispensable. That would be the viewfinder. The viewfinder is this one little hole that you would see through before you take a picture. It was a little sneak peek, a perceptual change from your vision to a more accurate representation of what the end result photo would look like. It goes without saying that it is quintessential to photographers because the naked eye in the photo won't exactly be the same. See, the world is based on perception. Back when I was a university student, there was this dress that, as Kim Kardashian would say, break the internet.
There's been a controversy happening. I've waited a few days to talk about it, to let the emotions die down. It's finally time for me to break my silence. I see white and gold.
This dress white and gold or blue and black. And with that, the Twitter hashtag, #TheDress, was born, quickly becoming the #1 trending topic worldwide and sparking a fierce debate across the internet. Everyone weighed in, from actors to restaurants, even U.S. Senator Chris Murphy, who says that dress is gold and white. Kim Kardashian tweeting, "I see white and gold." Kanye sees black and blue. Who is colorblind? And Taylor Swift, "I don't understand this odd dress debate. P.S. It's obviously blue and black."
Shut up! Oh my God, I don't care! All we're doing is arguing about the most stupid shit!
Perception is an essential part of the human experience. It is a question as old as time itself. Do you see what I see? Was reality mind-dependent or mind-independent? Was it both? Did reality even exist? Did the mind exist, or was it, and the self it produced, merely an illusion? Before we jump into the game, I have a riddle for you. What did the ancient Egyptians, Babylonians, Thales of Miletus, Pythagoras, and your GPU have in common? They all calculated triangles. And this game is gonna put all these motherfuckers to the test.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
Viewfinder is a simulation on 2 levels. You playing the game is a form of simulation, but within the game, your character is also going inside the simulation. I didn't know this was an adaptation for the 13th floor. The game starts with,
Morning, Mr. Freeman. Looks like you're running late.
No, not like that. It starts like this. And it's instantly captivating. It's a real "you had me at hello" moment. Aside from that, there are many other scenes like petting the cat and talking to women who are happy to hear from you.
Hello? Hello? Are you there? I can barely hear you. Where are you? You're completely out of my field now. Did the machine just fall apart?
I wrote a blog post a while ago about why I f***ing hate video games, because this is what it does. It appeals to like the male fantasy.
See that wall? Now it's a bridge. See that bridge? Now it's a bridge again. Viewfinder feels like alchemy. It feels like the magic Poe felt when he wrote his poem for science. Or the magic Mark Twain felt walking into Nikola Tesla's lab. Or the magic the medieval scientists have demonstrated for the peasants around them. In other words, it's not magic at all, but a feat of scientific achievement a scrub like me could never really comprehend. All my life I have been told that it was difficult enough as it is for my GPU to generate video game worlds. Now look at this. I can generate a world within a world within a world so effortlessly. It makes no sense. It defies description. No game makes you feel the way Viewfinder makes you feel. It is honestly disorienting at first, but like every game, Viewfinder has a sense of zen to it. A certain chapter where the mechanics click and you get what the developers were trying to do.
Oh my God. I get it.
The sad thing about Viewfinder is that it is disorienting only for the first few minutes or so. You don't really need the training wheels on for so long, but the devs decided it would be fine to keep having tutorial tier difficulty in their levels until the 3rd chapter, which is a lot considering the game is 5 chapters. It feels like wasted time and potential. Admittedly, the wow factor never really fades. It feels like they could have done more. Does that sound a bit nitpicky? Maybe. But the game has a perfect gimmick, again. Here comes the adjective that could apply to so very few games in contemporary times. It has a unique mechanic. And they could have done more with it. They could have been the next Portal. I'm not saying the gimmick is not enough. I'm saying it could have been so much more. Some parts of the game feel like wasted potential. The cartoonish painting or Stonehenge postcard, it really mimics the functionality of a Viewmaster. You could be there, but nothing really happens. I can't help but feel this is wasted potential. Because, see, unlike the Viewmaster, Viewfinder is technologically advanced to the point that the virtual world could be interacted upon. What did the devs do with this potential for interactivity? Absolutely nothing. I had a smile on my face every time I was reminded by 90s tech dispersed in the levels. An old printer here, a technology they never bothered to improve since then, apparently.
Why does it say pepper jam when there is no pepper jam? I swear to God, one of these days I just kick this.
A talk phone there, a Polaroid, a phonograph. It all screams retro. And I love the aesthetics. There's nothing to nitpick on there. Visually, it is just jaw-dropping, and many scenes reminded me of an M.C. Escher painting in action, and they end up paying homage to the guy eventually, and I tip my hat to them for it. The elephant in the room? Though the time-place shifting, mostly place-place shifting really, mechanic is indeed special and praiseworthy, but at the end there is a massive reliance on a mechanic taken straight out of another game called the Swapper.
They're the same picture.
In earnest, it would not have been an issue if they just used it in passing, but it was a crutch. By the end of the game, the devs not only rely on that mechanic they have so liberally borrowed from another game, rather than rely on their own mind-blowing mechanic, but rather it becomes paramount. Why? They had such a good thing going for them.
It was perfect, but no, you just had to blow it up. You and your pride and your ego. You just had to be the man. If you'd done your job, known your place, we'd all be fine right now.
This is perhaps not as infuriating, however, as the very last level in the game, a time trial of sorts. That feels more frustrating than any of the game's aforementioned shortcomings. Rather than a grand finale, the game falls flat on its face and calls it a day. It ends with, in the words of T.S. Eliot, not with a bang, but a whimper, which is befitting the narrative of the game about global warming, where a lot of scientists promise us it will be a silent calamity rather than an eruption. Listen, Viewfinder is a brilliant work of art. The devs won 2 well-deserved BAFTAs. They won the love and admiration of the gaming community. But I can't help but feel that they flew this close to the sun, and just like Icarus, by the end of it, came crashing down. That being said, the game does not overstay its welcome, not for a second.
You can't just shoot a hole into the surface of Mars.
The portal is ready.
It didn't work.
The Cheshire Cat ending was cheesy. See, the cat, Kate, was cheering you on the entire time, but I wouldn't say I had an emotional attachment to them. Moreover, you could take the plant with you outside of the simulation, but you could not take the cat? And anyways, the entire narrative was nonsense. There was something about global warming and the world ending, but that's about it. I want to say they took the Bioshock-esque approach, dispersing notes here and there where you can learn about the world and characters around you, but it's more like the FromSoft approach, which to me makes no sense, and no, I won't watch a 3 hours Vati Vidya video to learn about the Elden Ring. In other words, the game runs out of ideas. It runs off the fumes of other stellar indie titles. And my question to the devs is, why? You have developed Viewfinder, a wholly unique title, and your reliance on a supposedly tearjerker ending and mechanics from other puzzle games ruins that uniqueness. Finally, not having a level editor is detrimental to Viewfinder. I don't think I will ever boot the game again, which is a shame because I genuinely did enjoy it, and I think it has the makings of a masterpiece.
All I know is you never had the makings of a varsity athlete.
Oh, son of a bitch!
What?
Did I just tell you not to say that again?
It's a problem as old as time in many artworks across many art forms, where an idea is simply spectacular, but the execution ends up either rushed or sophomoric because the artist is punching above their weight. But just like Viewmaster, Viewfinder has one thing going for it, and that is its uniqueness. Is it enough to save it from its shortcomings? Yes, absolutely.